but I was doing some last night and it's super fun. I hasn't been really to be, I thought, better. Much still on the back of the show, but good to see you.
Hello and welcome to this little mini episode of what Shara made. I'm coming to you live from Bendigo. Well, it won't be live when you watch this, but I'm presently in Bendigo for the Australian Sheep and Wool Show, and I thought I'd just show you a little bit of what I've been up to. I got a lot of yarn, as you'd expect. I was very good before I left, and I wrote myself a very detailed list of what patterns I wanted to make and exactly how much yarn I'd need to make each pattern, and I stuck to that list pretty strictly. I only got a couple of things that didn't have dedicated patterns for them just because they were too beautiful to leave behind. I'm only going to show you a little bit of what I've got because I gave some of the things I got to my friend to take home for me so I don't have to carry them on the train tomorrow. But these are the things that I'm going to cast on this week, I think. So I got this amazing yarn, and it's quite colour accurate on the screen there. And this is from Fiberworks Hand Dyed Yarns, the colours of Australia, and it really does remind me of the beautiful colours of our gorgeous country. And this is a DK weight, DK 8-ply, and it's a pure wool, and it's absolutely beautiful. And I've got 2 skeins of that, and I'm going to make up a sample of my new shawl pattern in this one. And I can't wait to cast it on. It's so beautiful. It's a really interesting construction. I don't know how apparent it's going to be on screen, but it's a very tight crepe construction, and it almost has the appearance of a chainette or even a cotton, but it's not. It's wool, and it's beautiful, and I can't wait to start working with it because the colours are so magnificent. And the other one I got is this yarn here, and it's a little bit yellower in real life. It's showing up slightly cool on here, but it's a much warmer yellow in real life, and it is from Wild Natural Fibres, and I need to look a bit more into this company because I hadn't heard of them before today, and I have a feeling they're a new group on the block, so to speak, and they had some gorgeous yarns: yak, camel. This one's a merino cashmere, as you can see from that, and it's 400 meters of a 4-ply or fingering weight, and I'm going to pair it up with this sock blank. I'll unravel it for you because it's quite magnificent. Look at it! Hello, I can see through there. This is, oh my god, it's so pretty. This is a gorgeous Stellina sock blank from Moseley Park. I'm wondering if the label might be right here. It is, the colourway is called Lewis. There's going to be a little bit of crinkling while I show you this, but it's 75% superwash merino, 20% nylon and 5% gold stellina, and it's really sparkly. And it's 120 grams, so it's a little bit bigger than usual, and I cannot wait to use it. I'm going to use these two in conjunction to make a doodler, which is this pattern here that I'm wearing by Stephen West, and I've really loved wearing this shawl all weekend. I love it at home as well, and I have been wanting to make another one but needed to find just the right yarn, and I'm going to use this for the main part where I've got this grey in this one, and use this as the stripes along here and this edge, and I think I'll probably use it for this edge as well. So it's going to be a 2-colour doodler, which I haven't seen yet, but I can't see why you couldn't do it. It'll be just as gorgeous. And when I got back to where I'm staying today, I was so desperate to cast on for the doodler that I hand wound one of the skeins of the Wild Natural Fibres cashmere merino, and I used a butter knife as a noster pin. And if you follow me on Instagram, you'll see that a picture of me doing that. And it worked really, really well. So, you know, sometimes when you're desperate, you can be quite ingenious, and it worked beautifully, and I'm going to cast that on as soon as I finish recording here. And something else that I got that I haven't tried before is some Charagoon needles, and there was a seller there, Fiberific, who had pretty much any sort of Charagoon needle that you can think of, and I treated myself to 3 pairs. So these are the 3 most common sizes that I use frequently, and I got some to do some. These ones, I've got a shawl that I want to make with them, but also I've got, I want to try magic loop again with socks. I don't seem to do very well with magic loop with socks, but I've been practicing a little bit on some sleeves, and it's worked really well. I've really enjoyed doing it. I've really enjoyed that method. So I'm going to give it another crack and see if maybe the needles make a difference to my love of that technique. So I'm going to use some of them. I'm going to use these needles to cast on my new doodler with those 2 yarns that I just showed. And all the other things that I've got with me here, hopefully you'll be able to see this through the packaging. But I got a set of these gorgeous gift cards of a kangaroo and a sheep dancing in feral vests. I can't think of anything more sweet. And they are by V. Adrian, and the artist that made these was actually at the show at the stall selling these, so that was really great. I got to tell her how much I love them. They're so cute. That really appeals to me. It's right up my alley. And I also got to smooch a lot of cute animals today. I snuggled a lamb, and actually I snuggled lots of lambs and got to meet a set of Finn lamb triplets. They were so cute. Their mum was a bit nervous though, so I couldn't snuggle them too much. I didn't want to upset her. And I smooched some gigantic bulls. I've never really been up that close to a bull before without being too scared to really appreciate their awesome beauty. I've been chased by bulls in paddocks before because I grew up in the country and that's inevitable. Um, and when you've been chased by a bull through a paddock, you'll be amazed at your high jumping skills as you launch yourself over a fence. But these bulls were contained and I was able to get up really close to them, and I took a little bit of footage of one of them, and I might be able to slot it in somewhere, maybe right here or maybe at the end of the film. You'll see it anyway. And I smooched an alpaca. I only saw one alpaca today. The last few times I've been here, there's been a few more, but I only saw one today. There might have been others, but I didn't see them. And I smooched lots of goats, and I smooched some really cute dogs. And I smooched a lot of yarn, of course. And I got to meet so many of my beautiful virtual friends in real life, and that was probably the highlight of the day, I think, was getting to put faces to names and hear people's voices and see them in the flesh and see all the treasures that they'd found today at the show, and hear all their adventures about all the animals they smooched. And that was really, really amazing. And I saw a few people that I'm a huge fan of. I love their work, and some of them I wasn't in a position to say hello, but some I stopped and told them how much I enjoyed their work. And I also really, really enjoyed the competition pieces that were at the show today. The pieces that people had entered in. They had a spinning competition in different categories, and I saw yarn there from some of my friends, and they'd won ribbons, and that was really cool. So congratulations if you were a winner of a beautiful ribbon at the show today. And there was a theme this year of celebrating May Gibbs, who is an Australian author who's written some pretty iconic children's books in Australia with the Snugglepot and Cuddlepie series. If you're Australian, you would be 100% familiar with them, and I doubt there was any household from maybe the 90s back that didn't have a copy of Snugglepot and Cuddlepie. And I was obsessed with it as a child, and I was completely petrified of the Banksia men, and there were a lot of Banksia men themed things at the show today, and they're still terribly creepy. If I can find a picture of Snugglepot and Cuddlepie and the Banksia men, I'll try and slot it in here, because if you're not familiar with them, this makes no sense. And the competition pieces that people had entered in with the theme of May Gibbs were just gorgeous. There's so many amazingly talented people out there in the yarn world, and it's just so amazing to see it showcased there all in one place. And I had other pieces that weren't within the theme that were in other categories, and they had a very amazing cardigan knit using spindle spun yarn. So someone had hand spun the yarn using a drop spindle and knit the most gorgeous cardigan. I might have taken a photo of it, and if I have, I'll put it in here. Otherwise, you'll just have to trust me that it was beautiful. It was spectacular. And there were some seriously insane lace projects that were done in cobweb type yarn, hand knit lace wraps and shawls that were just mind-boggling. I don't even know how people do it. It just blew my mind. I was really in awe. It was just really amazing. If you were one of the entrants in that, congratulations. Even if you didn't win a ribbon, every single piece in the show was gorgeous. It really was. It was just so amazing to see so much talent all there together. And I think that's everything. But I'll give a quick weather report because the weather was spectacular. As you know, it's middle of winter in Australia now, and earlier in the week we had some crazy cold weather where lots of places that don't normally get snow got snow, and there literally was a blast of cold weather coming up from the Antarctic over my part of Australia, and it really indeed felt like it was coming straight from Antarctica. So I didn't have high hopes for the weather this weekend because Bendigo is notoriously cold. And it couldn't have been more gorgeous. The sun was shining, there was blue skies, there was no wind, it was warm. I got hot and even almost considered taking off my bee jumper, but I didn't. I kept it on. But I didn't need a hat, didn't need a scarf, didn't need gloves. It was just beautiful. I did need sunglasses. And it was beautiful yesterday as well. And I have a feeling, knock on wood, that it's going to be pretty nice tomorrow as well. So that will be good. I'm heading back home tomorrow and I'm going to take my time and I'm going to see a few sights on my way. And I'm going to do a lot of travel knitting, hopefully on my new doodler that I'm about to cast on. And you can probably see a little bit of my accommodation in the background here, but I'm staying in a really, really beautiful, very old building in Bendigo, and it was built in the 1840s by a Chinese herbalist, and he built it to practice his profession and treat people here. And he lived in the main house, and I'm actually staying in the servants' quarters, which has now been turned into really beautiful accommodation. And there's also a coach house as well, which is on another part of the property, and it's really gorgeous. And in later years, so more recently, where I'm staying here was the building I'm in was used as a doctor's surgery. A doctor's practice, and there was several different doctors over the generations that practiced here, and so it's quite possible that it's haunted. I haven't seen any ghosts, but you know, maybe they're shy. I don't know. It's pretty old. If anywhere's going to be haunted, it'll be here. So I'll sign off for now. Thanks for stopping by for this little mini episode. Maybe this will be episode 24, I'm not sure. And hopefully I've been able to work out my new version of iMovie and been able to add some pictures and video in here so that you can see them and you know what I'm talking about. And hopefully I've figured out the text part of iMovie as well, and I've been able to do that. So thanks again, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.
People rocking 'cause they want some more. Can't move for his loss of stock.